Up next is Newspaper Review.
All right, thank you for staying with us. It's time for Newspaper Review. Abuja.
Why are you searching my face for certification? Yeah, well,
I'm searching it for readiness.
That was rather quizzical. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning.
They don't make me go sounding bombastic this morning. I hate it when people go elitist on TV. Television is for the people. Drop it to their level. Hello.
Good morning.
How are you?
Very well. How are you doing?
You always look crisp and dainty, you know?
You can say that again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ladies love compliments.
All right. Okay, let's look at the papers quickly now. The front page, because of time, and then the lead stories on the papers that we got. Beginning with the blueprint this morning, we have talk to governors to meet people's needs. Tinubu tells ACF. Supreme Court gives governors 7 days to file defense on local government autonomy. Fixes hearing for June 13. Away from that, just above that lead story, directly below the masthead, we have despite threats, Nigeria will be united, prosperous, and that's according to Akonde. Details on page 6. Next to that, we have investment tribunal nets 1 trillion naira from over 300 cases. And on sports, Paris Olympics, Super Falcons to camp in Spain. All right, away from that quickly. Now we have a picture story here, and below that we have Don't Dance. DHQ warns as 2 soldiers killed in Abia ambush. You ask again. The writer says Southeast complies with sit at home. Banks, markets, schools shut. Details on page 18. Fears of a state police no longer tenable. That's according to Governor Rada. That's on page 9. And finally this morning, we have don't smuggle illegal items into Saudi Arabia. Nakon warns pilgrims. Looking at the leadership now, this Friday, not so much of a busy paper. Just above the masthead, we have legal fireworks begin over local government autonomy. That's the leadership newspaper. And the writers, Supreme Court gives states 7 days to file defense, fixes June 13 for hearing, revamp 774 local governments for effective service delivery. Tinubu tells governors, CSOs express hope. All of that on page 4 of the paper. And finally, just beside the masthead, 60,000 apply for student loans in 1 week. 60,000 apply for student loans in 1 week. Victor.
60,000, that's few when you consider the number of students that you have in the country of more than 200 million.
Is it open to everyone? It's for those who are indigent, those who cannot pay their bills.
How do you define that? Anyway, let's take a look at the Nigerian pilot. The bold headline here reads, 25 lawmakers, seats now vacant. I repeat, 25 lawmakers, seats now vacant. That story is on page 4, and it has 4 riders. Rivers State High Court declares seat of 25 pro-Wike lawmakers vacant. The court made the declaration because the lawmakers defected to another party. All 25 lawmakers were barred from parading themselves as lawmakers. The position came to light following court's declaration yesterday in Port Harcourt. For details, get it on page 4 of the Nigerian pilot. And just above that story and below the nameplate, I am determined to succeed, make Nigerians happy, says Tinubu. Get details of that on page 9. Labour, FG resume negotiations today on new minimum wage. That will interest civil servants, so you can dash to page 7 for it. And a little on sports, IBA to splash cash on boxers at Paris Olympics. And then you have Ndidi rejects Sevilla, wants Atletico Madrid. That's for football lovers, and that's Nigerian international Wilfred Ndidi. And below the main story here, LG's autonomy. Supreme Court gives 36 governors 7 days to file defense. That story can be found on page 5. And then for other stories, INEC says Edo governorship election will hold as planned. Page 9, troops decimated 624 terrorists in May, arrested 1,051 others. Page 5. IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu moves to stop terrorism trial. Page 7. Christian leaders task Tinubu governors to tackle insecurity, hunger. That's on page 9. And finally, Ebonyi education emergency targets 5,000 masters, PhD students. Page 4. Chooks the boy.
Thank you, Victor. It's good to recognize a man for what he is. Labour, FG resumed negotiations today, and they say, let them go on talking. You know, I'm a dialogues man.
But not forever.
Well,
exactly.
They're not going to talk forever, but
today's supposed to be deadline.
a matter like this is usually not resolved as quickly as people would wish.
Why?
It's the scenario of the lady who takes a fowl to the market. Customer, now this small fowl, compressing it. Now no one sell for 2,000. Then the owner of the fowl says, this fowl, where she spreads the wings. Everybody argues. This negotiation is going to work out at the end of the day. What's that?
No, I'm just workers and fowl. I didn't say that loud.
Okay, workers and fowls. I didn't say they are fowls. Anyhow, the important thing is let them keep talking. Dialogue solves everything.
You know,
the Nigerian worker deserves far better pay. Government knows it. So as long as there's that consensus over the need to fight inflation from the pocket, it's going to work out. Is the figure.
I saw on social media that the dialogue would not be as quick as we expect it to be, because there are allowances that go on with the number of sittings that they have. So you don't expect them to sit for just
a few days.
A few days.
So they want to sit.
We have no
conspiracy, right?
We do not have inflexibility in administration. You treat a matter as the occasion calls for or deserves.
In any case, I think the federal government has said that whatever is decided at the end of the day takes effect from May.
May 1st. So, which is, and before then the federal government gave,
so
something.
They can actually go on talking.
Yes, get some from January 1.
No, don't say it like that. Don't say go on talking.
But when it becomes too much of a backlog, it becomes...
your pot of soup will be enriched. Dear, take it easy. 30,000
we have
successful.
plans already. We started making plans already.
That's great. I like that. Be proactive. One of the reasons poverty keeps on threatening many of us in Africa is that we never planned our lives in time. It was a question of these demons never pay salary. We didn't know how to look for money on the side. Okay, so I like the fact that you're planning. 30,000 successful applications for student loan. And you want to say, what a deluge. Those handling it would actually be entertaining, because indigency has actually crept into our student population. And then, we should cut them a slack. I am happy the way they are going. The most important thing is the urgency government is bringing into handling that matter. Again, it will get better. Remember, I'm a journalist who believes the cup is half full of water. Tinubu is saying that poverty in the north is unacceptable. 2 years ago, what did the National Bureau of Statistics say? Multidimensional poverty is threatening the north. And they feel very bad about it. Now, some people will tell you that certain things need to be worked on in the north, like the number of children people are going to have, so that social infrastructure is not too pressed on and all that. But let me say this. We are all suffering skyrocketing prices of food now, food items. Why is that so? It's because the north is not allowed to farm by banditry and insurgency. A motorcyclist took me to the farm yesterday. He said, Oga, it is very bad what is happening now. If you went to a young northern farmer a few years ago to ask for 2 bags of maize, he will tell you, Oga, I sell in trailers. So you can see how bad it is that people are not allowed to go and do that which they are known for. I really pray that this insurgency, the banditry, kidnapping and all that would be worked on so that people who are endowed with the first vocation in the world, farming, have access to money they need to thrive. I think it's very important. I think it is.
And then the never-ending story of the Rivers lawmakers, Rivers 25.
You know, I don't want to say anything that is sub judice.
This is a judgment.
Oh, sorry, please. There's something Choose the Boy missed. He was embroiled in.
But you heard me. 25 lawmakers seats now vacant.
Okay.
Rivers State High Court declares seats.
Fine. Okay, so adjudication has started. I wanted to
vacant.
say, from what I hear from experts, the lawmakers, I wanted to say that the lawmakers may not stand a good chance because they are saying it is not really provable that there was division in the party when what happened. Yeah. So they really were climbing the Everest, Mount Everest, you know. But then you never know. There could be an appeal. Surely there's going to be an appeal. And when it comes to legal fireworks, journalists like you and me may not be well tutored to describe whatever the destination or direction it will take. Let's watch them. But at the end of the day, can Rivers people please have governance that is smooth? They have to be rewarded for trooping out to vote for people to represent them. The brouhaha over there is something.
Of course, when all this is over, if indeed it comes to a conclusion that the seats are vacant, then there will be replacements. There will be room for replacements. So Rivers people will have opportunity.
But time and tide wait for no man. I don't know whether they still talk about proverbs in English these days. We're so good at it, both in primary school and secondary school. Time and tide wait for no man. Procrastination is the thief of time. Strike whilst the iron is hot. Victor, please, don't take me back to secondary school.
Talking about striking when the iron is hot, what would you advise?
While the sun shines.
What would you advise, about what's going on as regards the military now? There's this story about 2 soldiers being killed in Abuja. And then, of course, the defense headquarters is issuing a warning to the civilian population against unprovoked attacks on its personnel. We know what happened in Okwama, what happened at the Banex Plaza, just right here in Abuja, and then this Abuja story. What's this trend? What's going on exactly?
The point is, Nigeria is becoming more and more complicated. Social life is invaded by circumstantial insanity. That's what's happening. Some people, we were talking about mental illness here, mental health issues. It's not only when they go raving mad and naked in the market that they actually should be treated. Some people are crazy. They have a problem. So we also must accost the fact that we are losing our values. In those days, soldiers were really treated. A man who vows to die for you when it becomes necessary is a demigod to some extent. So the complications in society, kids with runaway ideas about life these days, should not become an excuse, for laying an assault on an institution Nigeria has always, cherished. It is a very bad trend, and the earlier we stop it, the better. I was talking with a soldier just a colonel. He's retired now. He told me he's in Kaduna. He was the coursemate of my brother, Captain Percy Ubaja, who died in Operation Zaki, in 19 way back in time. And we were discussing how soldiering was then. And he said, I didn't know that a civilian could empathize with soldiering this much. I said, it's not because my brother was a captain in the army. It is because I feel that agreeing to be a soldier is something that should impress any normal mind. Wherever we're heading to is their base concerning how we treat ourselves.
It's something that should
it is their base. And we must be restrained from that precipice. Because when you really annoy a soldier, he will tell you that he's trained to take down obstacles. Oh, yes, of course.
All right.
Thank you so much, Chukwudi Okole-Bada, for taking away the obstacle of the papers this morning from the program. So now we are clear. Now we are clear to go to the conversation. Thank you, Chukwudi. We'll see
Thank you. You always make me happy. Thank you.